Just going to wait for the camera and the laptop to sync up technology wise, and then I'm with you. My laptop keeps doing this. Just come back to that. Thank you. Here we go. Brooks's Bass Corner, live chat number 42. Very welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope life is treating you well. Hope you're healthy. Hope your bass playing's okay. Hope you're if you're out gigging, have a good gig. And if you've done gigs since we did live chat number 41, hope it's all going well. Good evening. We've got people flying in already. I should let you all know. So if you've just tuned in for live chat 42, you missed an earlier live chat today. So it's now 8 o'clock here in London town, here in the UK. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, I did an impromptu live chat, which a couple of people who came on here called live chat 41 and a half, or I came up with live chat 42 minus a half. And we did a live chat for 3 hours. So we've just had a 2-hour break, and now we're back for the properly scheduled live chat 42. So you might be wondering, what the hell am I doing? So basically, tonight's live chat is a little different from the live chats we normally do. There have been many occasions since we started doing live chats here on the channel that people have asked if I could demo some gear, and it's always been very difficult because I don't normally have an amp or a cab set up, and because I'm doing this through the phone rather than, well, the phone camera, rather than hardware based streaming, which is actually what I did on the very first couple of live chats. So rather than have a camera or webcam attached to the PC, which actually I now have a new webcam for the PC. So it might well be that we do some hardware based ones instead of on the phone at some point. But normally, I don't normally have a cab and an amp here for demoing. So normally, if ever I'm in a quasi demo fashion, we do it acoustically. So I thought I'd throw you all a curveball, and tonight we've got an amp and a cab. So earlier on we did this, what's the word? Prequel, so earlier live chat. And we did 3 hours doing bass demos. So any of my basses that I've got here, people know kind of what I've got. They basically said what they'd like me to demonstrate and what they would like to hear. So here we go, round 2. There are going to be moments in tonight's live chat where I double take myself, because I'm going to end up saying things and doing things that I've already done once today. It's like doing 2 gigs in a day, and when you play the same song twice, you suddenly come out of autopilot and you go, I've already done this. Yeah, you have. This is the second time you're doing it. So dead as a dead thing. Yeah, so tonight we can do demos. So if you go into the description box below this video, you will find a list of 36 basses, which I've got here right now. If you'd like to hear a demonstration of any of those, or you'd like me to talk through some of the settings, show you some of the things it can do, we can do it. We've got an amplifier. I will try and make sure it's not too boomy, too loud, so it's distorting. Seemed to work pretty well earlier on. So we'll give it a go. So this is obviously the video window. Below the video window is the live chat window. If you're on the mobile app, live chat window where you put your messages and comments, questions, is directly below here. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. So the way this works, if you've never attended a Brooks's Bass Corner live chat, or any live chats anyway, basically put your insertion point into the box, type away, question, comment, whatever you want to say, press send. As soon as it flies up onto the screen, I'll react and try and answer your question for you. So just bear with me a moment, just making sure I'm seeing everything. When we did this chat earlier, I had it set to top messages, not all messages. So there we go. So yeah, so it's going to be a slightly different live chat, but nothing changes. So if you want to talk about basses, amps, effects, bass accessories, speakers, gig bags, pedals, how to set a pedal board up, if your bass isn't playing how you want it to play, things aren't working how you want them to work, ask me the question, write a comment. If I don't know the answer, chances are one of the fine people that we have attending our bass chats will know the answer. So I'm just changing a battery here because this bass was talked about earlier, and I realized just before we went live that I didn't get around to answering the guy's question. We had so many questions and comments flying around this afternoon that I said I'd go through this bass and then realized I hadn't done it. And as I just plugged it in before we went live, realized the battery had gone kaput. It had been in there for 7 years. So yeah, best before March 2020. I think that one's a goner. So I'm just changing this. So this is my Lodestone bass, originally made by Ashdown Engineering, but fitted with Sims Super Quad pickups and a John East Uni pre-circuit, which is like John's top of the range active circuit. So if I can't remember who it was might have been Iceman, or it might have been someone else on the chat. Chances are they may well appear. If they don't, then I'll just demonstrate the bass anyway. But they were asking about different sounds and tones. I know who it was. It was I think it was Dead Pixels. So he might turn up again. And yeah, so we're going to do this. So yeah, if you've got any questions about basses, bass amps, bass speakers, bass accessories, leave the message in the live chat box. As soon as I see it pop up, I will come back to you. I'll give all the people who are messaging a shout out very shortly. I'm just doing these screws up on this control plate. And yeah, so yeah, any questions, comments, put them in the live chat box and I will come back to you as soon as possible. As you'll see, I'm wearing my long sleeve baseball shirt adorned with Brooks's Bass Corner logo and graphics. Merchandise now available on the channel. So as well as the list of basses in the description box, you will find links for the UK and European merchandise store. So if you want to buy any of the gear, so we've got bags, tops like this, mugs, caps we've got, and there's a whole bunch of t-shirts which I'll show you in a second. There's a UK and Europe store and then a separate US and worldwide store. Hit those links, it will take you through to the storefronts. Then you can basically pick any of the designs, match it up to the item that you'd like, whether it's clothing, mouse mat, cups, mugs, glasses, water bottles, socks, iPhone covers, all sorts of things. And order away. Let's just check that's working. Helps if you put a lead in, I find. Hurrah! It's working. Excellent. Yeah. Groovy. Superb. And let me show you the merchandise. This has all caught me on the hop. I had it all nicely planned before. Now I realised there wasn't a working battery in it. So, long sleeve baseball shirt. Bags. There are loads of different bags. I know how the female contingent love to buy a bag. Well, that's like the bottom end of the scale. There's a lot of different bags if you're into bags. Mugs, as I said, caps. There's loads of different headwear. Then there's loads of t-shirts, loads of hoodies, sweatshirts, all sorts. So these are just example samples. So we've got like a royal blue t-shirt there with the graphic logo on, which I was wearing on the earlier live chat. Then we've got the long sleeve t-shirt that I wore last week with that logo on. And then we've got a regular t-shirt with that bass flame logo made up of loads of different basses. So there's all of those designs and more. So feel free to have a look on the merchandise stores. Links are in the description box below. Underneath that, you'll find affiliate links for Thomann and Amazon, amazon.co.uk, and various European Amazons. And then there's also one for the US amazon.com store. If you're thinking about buying anything bass related, so maybe a bass, an amp, speakers, combo, gig bag, leads, cables, pedals, strings, maintenance stuff, like for example the Dunlop System 65 maintenance kit. Couldn't do all my guitar setups and cleaning without that. If you're thinking about buying anything bass related, you can help the channel out by going to one of the links in the description box, the affiliate links. Hit one of those, take you through to either Thomann or Amazon. If you add the item, find the item you're after on my store, put it in your basket, make sure it's not already in the basket before you add it to the basket. I know some people do that. They find all the things they want on Amazon, stick it in the basket. What you should be doing is putting those in a list. So in order for me to get an affiliate sale, it needs to be a new purchase. Put it in your basket, go through with the transaction, pay for it, it ships. Once it arrives with you, Brooks's Bass Corner benefits from a small, it is small, affiliate commission. It's not a very big amount of money, but hopefully lots of purchases will amount to something reasonably sizable, and that will help to lubricate the wheels of the YouTube algorithm, and it helps keep the channel going, hopefully for as long as possible. If you're on the live chat right now, at the bottom of the live chat window, you'll see an emoji icon. Hit that emoji icon as much as you want. Give it an absolute leathering. The algorithm loves it if emojis are added to the live chat. It means you're interacting with the live chat. Next to it, you'll see a dollar symbol. That's called Super Chat. That allows you to make a direct financial contribution to the channel if you wish to do so. You don't have to. The video is free. But again, any financial contribution to the channel helps to keep things moving, helps pay for lights, leads, microphones, boom stands, filters for the mic, editing software, various things that you see featured here on the channel, maintenance equipment, pedals that are here for review and demo. They all have to be bought. We don't get sent them necessarily from companies. I've not had anything sent through for quite a while. So at the moment, everything is being bought. That's when you help the channel financially, that allows me to keep it all going. Now, underneath the video window, you'll see a bunch of symbols and icons. You'll see a thumbs up, which means you're enjoying the video. So if you can hit that, that would be wonderful. There's a thumbs down. So if you're not enjoying the video, we don't like that so much. But if you've got a problem, maybe you don't like the way I present the videos, or you don't like the content, let me know. I can't make it better if you don't give me the feedback. So you've got a thumbs up, thumbs down. There's a share button, which allows you to share a video with your social media or email. There's a save button, and then there's also a love heart with a dollar symbol in. That's called Super Thanks. Works exactly the same way as Super Chat here on live chat. So basically, if you're enjoying a video, particular video, or you're enjoying the content on the channel, if you hit that, it allows you to make a financial donation to the channel. Both means are exactly the same. Now, in the description box, after the affiliate links, you'll see the social media links. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Be Real. Join the club. Come on through social media. You'll see the various posts that I do throughout the weeks and months. It's all up there. So if you prefer Facebook, or you prefer Instagram, or you prefer Twitter, just hit the follow, hit the like button, whichever works for you. So here we are, live chat number 42. Here on Brooks's Bass Corner in London town in the UK. You got any questions about basses, amps, effects, speakers, accessories, bass players, famous bass players, bands with famous bass players, albums with great bass lines on? You want to talk about bass guitars? This is the place to do it. So I've already done an earlier live chat. Here we are now on the main event. Last week's one, we racked up, I think, 5 hours and 17 minutes. I'm not quite sure we're going to manage that tonight. We might, if the conversation is flowing and it's fast paced and frenetic, we might get there. I'm not going for a record tonight, so we'll see how we go. But certainly I think we can probably get up to midnight. So we can probably get about 4 hours in. But if it's going and we've got loads of people on and we're still chatting, then we can go as long as you like. I've got an empty house apart from me, so we can make as much noise as we wish, and it's all good. So again, tonight we can do bass demos. I can talk you through some of the basses in the collection. If you want to know what's on offer, go to the description box. You'll find a list of 36 bass guitars. They're here. Make a list if you wish. Maybe there's 4 or 5 that you've seen over the weeks and months and you thought, I wonder what that sounds like. Maybe you wonder what that alembic behind me sounds like. Maybe you want to know what this Lodestone sounds like. Maybe you want to know what Betsy sounds like. The bass from the Bass Centre that I've been waxing lyrical about for years. Tonight we can do it. We've got an amplifier. I've got an Aguilar AG700 here and an SL212. Let's get cracking. There's comments. Right, let's see you. Eddie B, hi, good to see you. I don't think you've been here on a chat before, but you're very welcome. Nice to see you. Gary Bridges, good evening. I don't think I've seen you here on a live chat before either, so welcome. Hope you're both okay. Martin Fay, my good friend, good to see you. How are you? How did the t-shirt fit? I think your t-shirt came last week, didn't it? Since the live chat, so good to see you. Stacy from South, how can I say that? North Carolina. Welcome. Hope you just got to the salon. She was driving there prior to this. Lewis Wingrove from California. Good to see you. Please don't hesitate to hit that like button. Exactly. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell, because then you will be notified when I put up live chats, and I've got the next 10 Tuesdays all booked in. So there will be a live chat every Tuesday, as long as there isn't like an emergency situation here. Every Tuesday through till the end of May. They're all booked. So if you hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, you'll get notified when those are happening. And you'll also get the notifications when I put new videos up and when I post on the community tab. So then you hear about everything that's going on. I haven't had one complaint yet that people didn't know this afternoon's live chat was happening. However, I didn't advertise it until 2 hours before, because I didn't necessarily know I was going to do it. It was an impromptu thing. I'd already had in the back of my mind that we were going to do demos today. And I suddenly thought, well, how many people can't make the evening live chat because they're in a different part of the world? And we normally do our live chats 8 till midnight or 8 till 1 a.m. here in the UK. They might be in Japan or Australia. They're fast asleep. So by doing an afternoon one, we had a load of people on this afternoon I've never seen on our live chats here. So it was good to see them. Lewis, one question. Will a 15-band equalizer be enough? My experience says yes. Your opinion? More than enough. I mean, the thing that kind of set the standard for bass EQ were the Trace Elliot. So they started with 11, they then ended up being 12 with the very low red slider for the low B performance on 5 strings. 15 should be more than ample, I would say. If you need more than that, I don't know, maybe your ears are going, but I think 15-band graphic is more than enough, my friend. I think you'll be well catered for there. Normally a 7-band is okay, but you're not maybe going to get the tailoring in the top end that you might get to get the sort of glassy percussive slap and pluck sounds maybe. But if certainly with an 11 or 12 you will, and then a 15, you've got so much amount of tailoring. I think you got more than enough, Lewis. Yeah. Martin, I'd love to hear and know more about the Rumour, please, Mike. I'm really digging their body shape. Cool. I will do that. Lewis, DBX 1215 model. It's a dual 15. Yeah, I think you'll be fine there, Lewis. 15-band EQ is fine. One for my wet and dry signal. Okay. Yeah. You've got more than enough there to sculpt your tone. So, yes, I think you'll be fine. Martin, GB's coming your way. Now, I've already done a demo this afternoon of my white GB Rumour. I'll do it again. Now, we're going to turn the lights off, okay? Now, there's nothing perverse going on here, but I know some of you have wondered about the sound to light system in that GB. I've mentioned before, normally it doesn't work unless I'm hooked up to an amplifier, because it needs the sound. You can't do it acoustically to see that effect. So I think it wowed a few people this afternoon. So give me 10 seconds. I'm just going to put this Lodestone in the rack, and I'll bring the GB over. We'll dim the lights. I'll do the sound to light thing, light to sound, whichever way you want to call it. And then we'll do an audio thing, and then I'll play a couple of other rumours for you, Martin, so you can hear the difference. Okay, so give me 2 seconds while I just swap the basses over. Go in the battery recycling bin. Okay, here we go. Now, when I played this earlier, we realised the action was a little low. Okay, so there'll be a little bit of string buzz going on here, but I think you'll find it's well worth it. So just bear with me a moment. So a little bit of history about this. This is a GB Rumour made by GB Guitars, Bernie Goodfellow. This was one of his demo basses. It was a different colour before. He had it all sprayed up and sorted out and made beautiful, and then he sold it to one of his business partners. I bought it off him last year for my 50th birthday. That's mine. Right, let's get that plugged in, then we're going to dim the lights, and I will give you a demo of the sound to light system. Okay, I need to tune up as well. 2 seconds. Right, let's just turn these lights down. Don't know if I need to take more off than that. No, actually I will. I'm going to turn the light that's above me off. So just bear with me a moment, folks. Right. Okay. Don't worry. It's not that I've not put the money in the meter. We're just doing here we go. Right. Okay. GB Rumour. Sound to light system. So normally with a lot of basses you have LEDs in the neck. Looks very flash, very nice. We all know what they do. It's normally a switch on and off. This is the sound to light system from GB. Actually, let me just tune up so I'm not out of tune, or it could be very embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah, a little out there. And so the way this works is, as you play, there's 7 or 8 settings on this dial. So as you play, various things happen. So, hopefully you can all hear that. That's the bass. Good. Yeah. So that's both pickups. Treble is a little bit boosted. Mids are flat. Bass is flat. Right, so the sound to light system. So you're going to see a lovely thing in the headstock. So I've got the GB logo illuminated. So this bass actually has 2 sets of LEDs, 3 actually. So set in the headstock, set on the front, separate set on the side. So whatever happens on the front, the ones on the side stay on permanently, okay? So we're going to have multiple reflections going on here. So that's setting 1. So everything is on. Okay, go to setting number 2. Now the magic starts happening, okay? So it's like an impact spike. Like a volume graph. So as you play quieter, the lights just sort of flick on at the bottom. So as you play harder, so it's gone that way. I think the next setting is that in reverse, so it is. Okay, next one. Not sure, I think again it's going from the bottom up. Right, next one. Ah, this is the fancy one. So that's the tarty looking one. Next one, I've lost count where we are. Oh, this is the relay. So it's up and down. Oh, this is a bit erratic. It's going up the board. It's a bit erratic, as you can see. Next one. That's a slightly odd thing, not sure what's going on there. I think there's one more. There is. So this is like a shimmering one, like a new Christmas tree, where they sort of shimmer on and shimmer off again. Yeah. So there we go, that's the sound to light system. All very good, all very tarty. Right, I'm now going to put the lights back on. I can give you an audio demo. One more light to turn on. We're back to normal. Woo! Yeah. So Martin, so here we go. So GBs generally follow a standard circuit and control setup. There was a change around about the early 2000s. So the older Spitfires, which were called standards, so the jazz kind of inspired Spitfires were called standards before, and they had 4 in a row, which was a fairly standard design for super jazz basses at that time. That was then changed. Lots of people wanted the Spitfire, but with the Rumour electronics, so Bernie basically standardized it, and then you could have either bass with the same electronics package. So basically you've got volume there, you've got pickup pan there. You then got treble, mid, bass. On any Rumour that has got humbuckers, that is a series parallel switch. Some people call it a slap switch. It's not. It's a series parallel switch. Now, because I've swapped the pickups on this to single coils, that is now like a gain reduction switch. So, oh, hang on. So if I now flick that. So that's pretty much what's there. Now when you buy a Rumour, you can spec which pickups you have, how the pickups are going to be wound. You can spec the circuit and the EQ points that you want the boost and cut. There's now, I think John East is providing some of Bernie's circuits, and you can have an active passive option. There's a mid sweep as well. You can't do it with this circuit. You have to have the new circuit in order to do it. But I'm fine with this as it is. So you have 18 dB of boost and cut across the frequencies. So let me put all the EQ flat, and then we'll go across the pickups, and then I'll start adding frequencies in. You'll hear the difference. So volume's on full. Okay, pickups, back pickup. Center. Neck pickup. Center. Back pickup. That's how that all works pretty much. So if we go back into the middle, we'll start adding EQ. So there's nothing boosted, it's all flat. So treble boost, it's really back to flat with the boost. You get the idea. Mids, so boosted. Back to flat. Boosted. Right, bass. Boosted, get ready. Here we go. The house might take off. I've got it back flat. Fairly extensive. There's a lot of EQ there. So I'm now going to drop into the messages, and then I'll try another couple of GBs in a second. So let's go into here. Okay, Yes, the t-shirt fit perfectly. Excellent, Martin. That's what I like to hear. Dead Pixels, the Lyte show again. Yes, well, now Dead Pixels. I realised coming on to this live chat, we didn't discuss the Lodestone with the pickup switching, the Sims Super Quad. So I'm just doing a demo of the GBs for Martin. Once we're done, next stop is the Lodestone. It's got a new battery in it, ready to go. So we're going to do that shortly. Dead Pixels, good evening, brother Buzzer. Yeah. How's it going? Yep, you're in for a treat here. Kevin Smith, good to see you. Okay, Kevin Smith, which Alembic do you want? The Mark King or the 20th anniversary, which is on the wall? Oh, hello. That's not what I wanted. Sorry, got a new laptop, guys, and the control pad is a little different to what I'm used to. Right. Lewis Wingrove, that bass is the Duke of Funk and Showmanship. Damn nice stage gear. Yeah, it is. I was using this, I only bought it last year for my 50th. I picked it up in May. I used it for virtually every gig I did up until end of July. And then I didn't use it for a while. Because it went back to Bernie for a couple of little tweaks that it needed. But also I was using the Status Empathy for the bass string experiment. So all my gigs with Uncle Funk from the end of July onwards were on that bass, not this. But once the bass string experiment finishes, this will be my main Uncle Funk bass. And I should also point out it's got lovely hip shot on as well. So I can do the low D stuff. Very good. Okay, Martin, that light show's cool. I think you'd need chops of chrome to carry it off in public though. It looks great when we're doing Disco Inferno, doing theatre shows. So we've got flame fire eaters within the band. We've got a really good light show, and I don't really care if someone thinks, oh well, he can't play, but the lights look flashy. I've got past that level of worrying about that sort of stuff. I've had LEDs in my basses for 21 years. I've heard it all. I don't care. I really don't. Let's have a look. Gary Bridges. Hi, Gary. Sorry, just bear with me. I hate this pad. All the planes at Heathrow are now going your way. I think someone thinks we've got the Christmas decorations up. Probably outside, all the blue lights going. Yeah. Yeah. Blame Mark King, that's what I say. Boosted mids, yeah. Tom Sage, it's my cousin. Good to see you, mate. Did you pick your bass and combo up? And are they in as good condition as they should be? Okay, Kevin Smith. Sorry, Mike, the one on the wall. Okay, 20th anniversary. I'll do the Lodestone. I'll do the GBs, then the Lodestone, then the Alembic. Martin, switch to my headphones to hear that demo properly. Sounds great. I'm particularly surprised with how full the bridge pickup sounds for a single coil. Exactly, but it is a GB we're talking about here. So the pickups have been custom wound. The circuit is basically what Bernie wanted. It wasn't my spec, but it just works. And you've just heard this bass. Wait till I plug the other Rumours in. You'll hear the difference, both on the circuit and the pickups. Okay, the strings on this are a little brighter than the ones on the floor, but anyway. Right, let me do the rest of the GBs, then I'll do the Lodestone, then I'll do the Alembic. So 2 seconds. So this is a bit of a unique Rumour, this one, because it was one of the demo models. It's got single coils on. Right, let's get. Let me get the Kingfisher Blue one. We'll do that one next. Then I'll do a 5-string. Then I'll do a Spitfire. Right, here we go. Kingfisher Blue coming your way. So this bass was made for me. Those of you who frequent the channel will know. So this was made for me in 2003, 2004. So this has got LEDs as well. Not the sound to light, so this is just on and off. The sides are fibre optics, so it's not 2 sets, it's 1. And then they've got the lights and the headstock as well. Oh yeah, strings are a little dead on this, I'm afraid. Oh, hello. Go on, there we go. Go. Right. Noisy pots, as I said earlier on the earlier live chat, just give them a twist and a turn. Very rare that you ever actually have to spray contact cleaner in here, electronic contact cleaner, in any bass. And we found a couple of basses earlier that had noisy pots, just they haven't been used for a while. Okay, this is everything flat with the series setting. Let me turn it up a bit. Deader strings, much deader. Okay, treble boost. Treble. Actually, let me do the quick pickup. So that's mids, middle, both pickups. Back pickup, which is actually in reverse to the white one, but there we go. The strings aren't doing it any favours. Okay, mids we've done, right, neck pickup. Okay, go send both pickups, middle setting, treble boost. I think we've just done that, haven't we? Okay, mid boost, so normal, mid boost. Back to flat. This has got 18 dB boost and cut. Boost. Okay, bass, flat. 18 dB a boost. Ready? Yeah, so there we go. So that's the GB4. Let me try GB5, Rumour 5, sorry. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Needs the old LED saver. Right, Rumour 5, you say. D, D, D. Right. This is LEDs as well, but not on the front, just on the, what's that one? Yeah, just on the sides. Ooh. No markers on the front. Okay. So this was originally made for Lawrence Cottle. It was a prototype, it was an opening gambit along with a couple of other basses that Bernie put together to find out what Lawrence wanted in a bass. So again, got the series switch, series parallel set into series. Quickly tune up. Ooh, been a while since I've used this. Oh, come on, there we go. Come on. Okay. It's got one of the best low Bs on it you'll ever hear. Right. Amount of practice on the 5. 35-inch scale on this little beauty. So pickups. Okay, let's go for the back pickup. Oh, noisy pots again. Nickel strings on here, nickel round wounds. Okay, pickups in the middle. So neck pickup, that one. So let's go back on the middle and we'll do the boost. So treble boost, so without it. With the boost, 18 dB. Okay, mid, so flat, 18 dB. And then bottom end, ready, 18 dB, so flat. Okay, get ready. Feel the walls vibrating. I think we get the picture. I'll do the Spitfire now. I think I might have lost a few fillings just there, but Then we'll do the Lodestone, then we'll do the alembic. Okay. Okay. So this has no LEDs. Just looks fancy. There we go. Then you come, there we go. Woo, that one's well out. Come on. Okay. Go. Right. So this is Bernie's take on a jazz, but it's got GB humbuckers in it rather than single coils. I did toy for a number of years with the idea of putting some GB single coils in it, and in the end I haven't done it, but I did it on that one. So GB4. So we're in series mode again. Gives you a bit more power, a bit more oomph, top end clarity. Parallel gives you more finesse without being sort of wild in your face. So let's do the pickup. So this is it in the middle. Right, neck pickup, back pickup. Very good. Right, neck pickup. So this one. Okay, so go center, treble boost first. So this is it without any boost. 18 dB. I'm guessing, I'm not the original owner of this bass. Okay. Oh, just pulled the string off the board there. It's great, that. That'll get you an audition, that. Yeah. Oh. Okay, mids. So no mid boost. 18 dB. Very pronounced. Plenty of honk. And actually a very different mid compared to my other three rooms. Okay, and bottom end. So without any boost. With 18 dB. Not quite as thunderous as the Rumour 5. So there we go. That's all the GBs, Martin. Or all the ones I've got, anyway. Right, switch it. Yeah, Tom says yes. Back home, it's all brand new. Bag and strap still had the label on. Absolute deal. Don't say your cousin doesn't help you. Excellent. I'm pleased you got that. It's basically the same bass, but in white as the red one I've got over here. And you got the Ashdown combo. and you got all those other little bits. Fabulous. Martin, are there 2 sets of strap buttons on the rear of the Kingfisher? Yes. All the Rumours have got 2. The Spitfire's got 1. They all sound so different. And yet, weirdly, the Kingfisher Blue and the 5 are basically the same construction. Swamp ash, quilted maple top, walnut, through neck, walnut stringers, same circuit, same pickups. The only difference would be maple fingerboard on the Kingfisher, rosewood on the 5. The GB, the white one is just a very different beast because it's. I think Bernie said it's got ash body. He couldn't remember what the stringers were, and then it's got single coils. And who knows what he did to that preamp because that was a demo model. So it's probably like the Marcus Miller GB Rumour, which is like everything hyper ultrasonic, crazy. So, and then the Spitfire again is a different thing. So, as I always say on all these videos, take every bass on its merits. You think you might know how something's going to sound, you don't. You can have 10 models of the same bass by the same manufacturer. They aren't going to sound the same. You can find good ones, bad ones, indifferent ones. So there's 4 GBs, none of which sound the same. Right, Lodestone time. So, right, so for anyone who's not sure what a Lodestone is, so this is the bass that Mark Goudet at Ashdown developed to create Ashdown's first bass range called Lodestone back in the mid to late 2000s. So he actually came here in, I guess it was November 2006, and he borrowed my T-bass that's in that bag there. So Mark was responsible for designing the original T-bass with Rob Green at Status back in 1994-95. So when it came to doing Ashdown's basses, he wanted to take some of those ideas and change them. So some of the things stayed. So like the 3D headstock with the angled tuners, that stayed. Graphite nut, super jazz kind of styled body. But the Lodestones had all of this edging and contouring and quilting, not quilting, but yeah, you can see what's going on. All sorts of shapes. That's to do mainly with Mark's love of racing cars. He was involved a little bit, I think, with Lotus. But he ploughed a load of money into the Lodestones based on ceramic frets and ceramic bridge saddles. And in the end, after various experiments and what have you, I think it was deemed it was going to be way too expensive to do the fret thing. The idea is ceramics wouldn't grind down like metal would. All that stayed in the end were ceramic bridge saddles. But as I found out with this bass, around about 2016, 1 or 2 of the saddles cracked. So you've then lost the solidity of a bridge saddle. And when I had the Sims Super Quad pickups and the circuit change, Martin Sims found somewhere a Warwick bridge. So rather than me have to replace these bridge units independently, he found that the saddle units out of this Warwick bridge actually fitted perfectly. So that's what's in there. So despite Mark's attempts to change the technology of bridge saddles and frets, I end up going back to metal anyway. I do have another Lodestone up there that's got the ceramic frets, but yeah, we decided on this one we'll go back to good old-fashioned metal. So let me tune this up, and then I'll give you a demo, dead pixels, of what this is all about. You probably know already, but let's do it anyway. So let's tune her up. It's going to be a little bit of buzz. I haven't adjusted the truss rod on this for a number of years, probably since lockdown. One of these, oh yeah, that was the mids, that was the, right, okay, let's do this properly, Michael, come on. Time today would be good. Whoa, that one's well out. Blimey, that one's well out. Yeah, okay. Right, I'll explain what the circuit's doing first. So we've got volume, no push-pull on there, and we've got stacked bass and treble, and the treble has an extra push-pull. So this is a John East Uni-Pre circuit, so it's this kind of top-end thing that's been around since 2015. Then we've got pickup pan, and then I've got a mid-boost and mid-sweep down here. So then these two switches control everything that these pickups do. So these are Martin Sims Super Quad pickups by Enfield. So the idea is that in each pickup unit you've got 4 coils. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same again in there. 1, 2, 3 and 4. By switching those coils on and off, you can basically approximate the sound of a split coil pickup, like a Precision, a single coil pickup, like a Jazz, or a humbucker, like a Man StingRay. So the way to think about it is to go with colour. So in the red position, it's a Precision, so split coil. In green, it's a single coil, like a Jazz. And blue, it's a humbucker, like a StingRay. So clearly, with 2 pickups and a pickup pan, I can turn either of those pickups off. So if I just want this to sound like a Precision, I'll pan to that pickup, stick it into red. It's a bit buzzy, trust what needs adjusting. So that's Precision. If you want an old style Precision that had the single coil, like the old, I think it's a 51, the old style, then go for a single coil. Oh, hang on, got the pad on now. There's no boost, there's no mid sweep or anything going on here. No bass boost, no treble boost. I don't have a passive option either. Now if I want to go to a humbucker in that position, go to blue. So go through all 3, split coil, single coil, humbucker. Now obviously I can do that on the other pickup there. So split coil in the bridge. Single coil in the bridge. Humbucker in the bridge. Then you can start mixing it up. So if you want a PJ with a P in the front, single coil in the back. If you're wondering why I'm not playing any famous bass lines or songs, I don't want to get hit with copyright, okay? If you want a Jazz, 2 single coils, we can do that. You might want 2 split coils. John Entwistle did that a couple of times with various basses. Again, there's no EQ boost going on here. It's all being generated, all the changes in tone from these pickups. Then you might want to have a humbucker in the back and a split coil. Might want 2 humbuckers. Then one of my favourite settings is to have a humbucker in the front and a split coil in the back. And that's it. And then you've got all the tonal options with John's circuit there as well. So I hope that kind of gives you some ideas. So you can have these pickups retrofitted into any bass. Originally this had a pair of EMG single coils and a circuit that, because these basses were made in the same Czech Republic workshops as Spector Euros. So the preamp that was in here is not too dissimilar from a Spector tone pump. And if I plugged in the other Lodestone, which has still got that original configuration, you'd hear, anyone that knows what the tone pump's all about, I mean, it will basically lift the roof off your house. So it's very much like that. But the Uni-Pre is a different beast, and actually within the control cavity there are some rotary selectors, so I can change frequencies on the mids, the bass, the treble, and I can set various boosts and what have you. There's all sorts of stuff going on. But yeah, so that's the Lodestone with the Sim Super Quads. There is a demo video of this on the channel, and in fact anything that I reference in this live chat or the one earlier will, any links to videos already here, I'll stick them up and you can have a look at them if you so wish. Right, alembic time. Let me go through the messages also. Lewis, after I've unplugged my combo amp and found my new Black Star Department 10 booster powering the whole rig, I might have come to the conclusion that I must have plenty of drive. Ha! Good for you. I best cool it with the distortion pedals. Well, thanks, Eventide Black Hole is looking good to me now. I think you've got major gas, Lewis, and I don't mean wind. I think you've got bass gear gas. But there we go. Dead Pixels, this thing is awesome. I want one. What, the pickups? I mean, really, a Bogner to a landfill distortion to a dark glass should have me covered for now. I think so, Lewis. I think you're going to end up with very annoyed neighbours. Right, Kev, good to see you. Come back for second dose. Seems like an active version of Leo's excellent MDF pickups. Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, they are great. I've had various people complain that, oh, it doesn't sound like 62 Jazz or 64 P. Well, it's not going to. These are approximations of the pickup coil technology. They're not wound like 60s Fenders. The whole construction isn't like a 60s. Even if you have these in the Enfield basses, they're not going to sound like a 72 Jazz or a 62 Jazz or it's an approximation. So you're thinking, you've got to think split coil tone, single coil tone, humbucker tone, not 72 Jazz, 77 Jazz, 62 Jazz. It's not that. You're getting an approximation of the pickup coils. Right, alembic time it is. That can go on there. We definitely need the active padding on this one. Might need some extra room as well. Let's have a look. See how we go here. Now, I don't play this often. The neck might need a tweak. It isn't going to get it right now, I'm afraid. So, we'll see. Headstock's already out the door. But I love this bass. It's great. I've got nothing else that sounds like it. Even my other alembic doesn't sound like it. Right, got to I might be here some time re-familiarising with the controls. But anyway, let's do... Go on. Come on, play ball. So this has got a set of very played in piccatos on it. Haven't changed these strings since 2017. Get ready. Okay, right. Familiarise yourself with the alembic controls. Okay. We have a mono stereo switch here. It's irrelevant, we're not running it in stereo. Then have a pickup selector, which I've never quite understood this. I don't understand why alembics have a pickup selector on certain models. And then you have independent volumes for each pickup. It's like, do one or the other, not both. So you've got off, bridge pickup, both pickups, neck pickup. So we go for both. Then we get into volumes. So bridge volume. And there's also adjustable pot volumes for the output in the back cavity. I'm not adjusting them now. I think I set them ages ago and they've been fine. Then add in the neck pickup. So we'll just go full whack, shall we? Okay. So then we have Q switches. I can't remember. I think they're 3 and 6. So basically what this does is amplify the frequency that you select from the low filter. So at the point that the frequencies come through, you're amplifying from there. So I think in down it's +3, and I think up it's +6. I need to look at the map. I don't use this bass all the time, as you can imagine. So that's both low filters are off. I think down is the full amount is 6, up is 3. Okay, right, let's start giving the neck low pass filter a turn. You'll hear the wah-wah effect, so basically you're setting the point at which the high frequencies can come through. So it's a low pass filter. So in that setting, you're just getting lots of bottom end. Turn it up, you'll get all the treble that pickup can offer. So if we go for the other one, bridge pickup, same thing. All low filter, all the low frequencies. And then with all the treble it can offer. About is there's so many options here. It's like if you find a really good tone, when you come back the next day you can't find it, so you need to kind of get very au fait with the filters, Q switches. Generally I can't think I've ever changed the volumes on this. I think I've always left them both flat out and then just let do the tone shaping with the controls. So if you have it all fully open, Sweeney, I can see loads of messages flying in here. I'm going to pass on. You're going to pass on my Ibanez reservation. I presume you meant about the preamp that you've been talking about. Okay. Martin, I always wondered why the Sims only had 3 settings. Seems to me they could do 5. P, reverse, P. Humbucker, jazz front, bank, jazz rear. Yes, they probably could. I'm guessing there are limitations on what they could do. I've never asked Martin why. I'm sure you can send him an email and he'll give you an idea. Joe Goose. Hey Mike, lovely alembic there, mate. Yes, Joe Goose, you wouldn't have known unless you checked the social media. We've already done one live chat today. We did a stint between 3 and 6. Been doing instrument demos. You might need to go and check that live chat out in case there was anything of interest after this live chat. So that was live chat 41.5 or 42 minus a half, whichever way you want to play it. Good to see you. Thank you for coming along. So we have an amp and cab set up tonight. We can do gear demos, bass demos. If you go in the description box, all my basses are listed there. Find whichever basses you'd like to hear, and I'll do my best to accommodate as much as I can. Patrick, good to see Lewis. I don't have gas syndrome. I'm an absolute 100% pedal junkie, man. The only cure is to play through it. Well, quite. I agree with that. I'm down with that. Patrick, I think those Sims pickups were done in conjunction with John East. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. And originally, it wasn't a pair of pickups. It was one big pickup called the Super 8. And I will take credit for it because it was me that suggested to Martin, you've got to make those two separates, because lots of players were going, oh, it's an ugly looking pickup, this huge quadruple coil pickup. And I said, if you can split them, more players will accept the look of two pickups, but also you could retrofit them. And I remember him saying at the time, we aren't offering these as a retrofit, you have to buy the bass. Move the clock on 2 or 3 years, all of a sudden the super quads appeared and they could be retrofitted. Yeah. Okay. Joe Goose, great slap tone. It is. Strings need changing. Dead Pixels, ever used Allen Entwistle pickups? No, I haven't. No, I've heard the name, but no, never used them. It's a long old beast, this. Yeah. I'll plug the other alembic in a minute, you'll hear the difference. Neck on this is very slim. It's kind of hark back to the 70s sounding alembics. And then this Mark King one is quite different, a bit more modern and high-tech sounding. But it's not going to sound like a Series 2, so don't expect it to sound like all the Mark King sounds we know and love. This actually needs a bit of fettling on the workbench. G string's a little high. You've always got to find place, if you start slapping, where are you going to pluck from? You go in there, you've only got that amount of space. Back here, it's too much of a bind. So. Very odd. You're playing a bass and the 12th fret is there. It's normally here, and the neck goes in further, and the bass bridge is further back. It's 34-inch scale, and the bridge is inlaid to there. Well, normally that's where my hand would be for a pickup, although I'd wear a bass lower down. But that would normally be my. So yeah, everything is. This is the same story with the Warwick that I mentioned last week that we have for Bass Guitar Magazine, where they inlaid the bridge so far. You end up having to play here and the neck is out. I mean, yeah. How many basses do you play with that line on your arm? This is, it looks quite big. Wait till I've got the other one on. That's really big. The other one in. You'll hear the difference instantly. Just a bit. I'll put this back on the wall. Yes, sir. Woo! Right, that's for the back breaker. It's a very different beast. Okie dokes, where's the lead? Here we go. So this is even more simplified in terms of control. Strings are really dead on here. Woo. No. Right. So, volume. That's what I'm looking at. Volume. Sorry, show you. Volume. Pickup pan. LED switch. Q switches again work the same as that, so I'm guessing 3 there, 6 when they're down, and again low pass filters. As you can hear, doing their thing. So everything wide open, both pickups ready. Strings are dead, so well, deader than the other ones. Yeah. Okay, we can start then playing around with low pass filters. So if I turn the back pickup, so we've got all treble coming out of the neck pickup, back pickup is fully down. So if it's up, turn it down. So all the trebles coming out of there and a lot of bottom ends coming out of there. Coming out of there, bottom end out of there. Again, long reach. How many basses would you have that as your line? You'd probably have your headstock would be around there. But again, bridge is so far laid in that instead of having a pickup there, there's a back pickup. You're here. No, come on. No, God, I've played this a million times. Oh. Thank you. Very different sound on this bass compared to that other alembic. Really different. Need to come back to the messages and see them flying in here. 2 seconds. Lewis Wingrove, I'm in California. It's Bartolini for me and Mesa Boogie. Got to support my home team unless we're talking baseball. Go Yankees. You crazy cat, Lewis. You crazy cat. Okay, Stacy, listen to that bad boy. Quiet. Patrick, I remember running an open mic night some years ago and a guy walked in with a lovely alembic bass and proceeded to play 12 blues with it, 12 bar blues. I nearly had to take it off him and show him how to play it. Touches of School Days, Stanley Clark. Yeah, I'm just frimicking. I can't, I don't want to play anything that could be misconstrued as a famous bass line, he says, after just playing Jungle Boogie. Because I have experience of doing live chats before and having music running in the background and then getting hit with a copyright claim, not a strike thankfully, but a copyright claim for Love Train by the OJs. So basically any money that was earned off that live chat, I have to now split it 50-50 with the writer of Love Train. So I'm trying not to play. It's really hard. I get this all the time when I do demos and review videos. People always go, why don't you play something we know? Because I don't want to get hit with copyright claim. The idea of me doing videos is I earn from doing them. I don't want to produce a video unless I'm doing it purposely to rake in thousands of views. If you know, if I suddenly did a how to play Billie Jean or Living on a Prayer, I could probably rake in thousands of viewers, but I'm not going to earn anything off it. Seems a bit pointless to me. Well, it might increase subscribers, but there's a million other people who've done exactly the same thing, so let them do that. I'll do my thing. But I'm trying not to play anything that's familiar, that the algorithm might pick up and go, oh, that's a famous copyright claim. I could get hit with one for Jungle Boogie, we'll see. Lewis Wingrove, it's flawless, smooth girl, thank you. Definitely Kevin Smith. YouTube is an influencer. You made it here, Paolo. You got here. There we are, but you've retracted your message. Type it again. Whatever you've retracted, type it again. This is my friend Paolo from Scotland, who's been buying great basses, talks great on YouTube, replies to anything I post. He replies, it's great. Really gets involved in the chat. He's not a well man, so come on, Paolo, you can do it, mate. Soldier on. He's bought some great, he has great taste in bass guitars. So in recent months, he's bought some fabulous basses. Here we go. Paolo, hopefully, if I've done this correctly, you have, then you will eventually receive my dumbfounded feeling that you said you left a battery in your bass guitar for 7 years. I did, but that bass has been used for various videos here on the channel. Quite a lot of these basses don't have any batteries in, so that's why I have a box of batteries and various screwdrivers. So no one actually mentioned it on the earlier live chat earlier, but I've basically got a bunch of different screwdrivers here, a pair of pliers, batteries, Brooks's Bass Corner mug, of course. No live chat would be without one, frankly. And yeah, so you've made it here at last. Lovely Paolo. He's been trying to post messages on the live chat for weeks and not had any success. And now you have. There you go. Well done, sir. Good to see you. So I guess now you're here, I really should get the Alembic, at me, my Aria SB1000. So you'll have seen it on the review video. Well, let's get the bass plugged in. And you can tell me if it sounds as good as yours. There we go. Very good. Actually, let's just move that out of the way. People who like to look at that sort of thing. Right. Yay. So here's a beast. I mean, look at the thickness of that. Deep body we're talking here. Heavy wood. But it's alright. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, and the sound is great, so you kind of put up with these things. So this is a 1984 Aria SB1000. Nothing has really been changed on it. The only thing was about 4 or 5 years ago, it was given a bit of an overhaul at the gallery in Camden. This used to have a pulsing LED, and it was really annoying, and you could hear it. So when you were playing, you could hear it going, or going, and it was really getting on my wick. So that has now been changed to a straight on and off, which means then the noise killer circuit is in, called noise killer. It's a low pass filter, same as the Alembics. So we've got volume, which I need to tune her up. So a little. There we go. This was all lined up to be used on a Duran Duran tribute gig in April 2020, and then we went in the lockdown in the March, and that was the end of that. So it's not been used in anger playing Duran Duran songs. It's been used on a few gigs by me. So we've got volume, tone. So in normal kind of, I don't know if it's passive mode, but basically the noise killer circuit isn't active. So with tone, without tone. Then we kick the noise killer circuit in. So tone is up. Right, so that's the first setting. Then we go on to next one. Next one. Now it starts getting a bit dodgy. Next one. And that's number 4. Yeah, number 5. Oh. Okay, last one. This is really kind of bottom heavy. So if we go back to setting 1, which is kind of the brightest one, just turn the tone off. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 6. There we go. There we go. Okay, I've seen this some. Paolo, you've retracted your message again. What are you doing? Don't just leave your message there. Patrick Sweeney, you might get done for Heathrow as well. I might not. And my COD version of Rio, probably. Mountain Fade, that's a butcher's block, not a bass. Quite. It is what it is. It's what they were in the 80s, you know, big old lumps of wood. But that's how, part of the reason they get the tone. I mean, look at the amount of contouring. Woo! Lewis Wingrove, he doesn't require security with that bass guitar. Nope. Comes with his own bouncer. Quite. What a tree. Yes, you are quite right. It's a big old beast. But, again, that's partly why they get the tone they get. Yes, man. Here we go. Right, I'm going to grab a quick, I'm just going to put this back in the rack. I'll have a very, I keep looking at the laptop. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't gone anywhere. Right. Let's just put that back in the rack. Right then. Grab a quick drink and then we'll do a quick shout out thing and then we'll carry on. Oi, oi, oi. Woo! So for those of you who don't know, we've already done one live chat today. We ran one from 3 till 6 and we started this one at 8 and we've done an hour and 40 minutes. So it's 9:40 here in the UK. Good to see you. Welcome to live chat number 42 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. I did see Saul Watson. There we are. Evening, Squire. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope everything's good. Hope the hound is behaving himself. Joe Goose. Sounding great, Mike. Thank you. Enjoying your videos as well, Joe. Your JD and status videos. Do you take the Aria out for gigs much? Not especially. I did think I bought it in 2013. I used it on a bunch of covers gigs for a while. And then I used it on some weddings in 2014. But it's very hard. Aria SBs were always kind of, they weren't a great slapping bass because that pickup is where it is. You're not going to get a whole load of twang. You can slap on it. But the band I was in at the time, it was fine when I was depping and those bands didn't have any slap stuff in. But my regular covers band used to do Call Me Al by Paul Simon. Kind of needs a sort of twangy, slappy sound, certainly for the solo. Couldn't do it on that bass. I can do, you could play it, and but you wouldn't get the zing and the sort of clarity that I would get off my Status Empathy. So I wasn't using it a lot with that band. And like I say, just before lockdown, I was due to do a Duran Duran tribute gig. So I would have been using that and the Kubicki, and yeah, it didn't happen. So not to worry, but it's there. It's classic sound. Any video that I put up on the channel with that Aria in seems to do quite well. There's a definite fan base for Aria SB1000, so I'll keep making the videos and accrue the views, I guess. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much for attending. Number 42. Well done. It's been a long day, I'll tell you that. So here we are, live chat number 42 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. I'm Mike Brooks, welcome to the channel. If you've not attended a live chat before, you're very welcome wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope everything is going well wherever you are. If you aren't already a subscriber to the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell so you get notifications when I post up new videos. Post on the community tab. Any announcements, you'll hear them as soon as I make them. Also, if you are enjoying the video or enjoy the stuff on the channel, any of the videos, please give them a thumbs up. Leave comments if you wish. That's all good. The YouTube algorithm loves all of that. So this is live chat. This is the video window. If you're on the mobile app, the live chat window is directly below. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. Put your insertion point in that window. Type your comment, question, whatever, press send. I'll reply to it as soon as it pops up on my screen. At the bottom of the live chat window, you'll see an emoji icon. Absolutely leather that emoji icon if you wish. The YouTube algorithm loves it. It means people are getting involved in the chat. So the more you give that a fairly good walloping, helps the channel. Next to it, you'll see a dollar symbol. That's called Super Chat. That allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel. If you wish to do so, you don't have to, it's free, but if you wish to, it's very much appreciated. Directly below this video window, you'll see a row of icons. So there's a thumbs up, again, if you like the video, hit that. There's a thumbs down, if it's not your cup of tea or you don't particularly like the way I present the videos, it is what it is. Then you'll see a share arrow, so you can share the video out to social media, email, whatever you want to do. There's a save button, and next to it, there's a love heart with a dollar symbol. That's called Super Thanks. Works in exactly the same way as Super Chat. Just allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel, keep it running, allows me to buy all the equipment and bits and bobs for producing the videos, doing the live chats. Lost my flow now. Yeah, so that's what super thanks is. So super thanks, super chat, both of those allow you to make a contribution to the channel. In description box below, you're going to find a list of 36 bass guitars. Those are my basses. Pick out the ones you want to hear, and I'll demo them up for you tonight. This isn't a facility I offer every week. This is the first time in 42 live chats that we've done this. So if there's any basses you've seen on previous live chats, or maybe some of the basses you've seen on the channel, either reviews or demos, and you thought, I wonder what that sounds like. I've always wondered what one of those sounds. Well, now's your chance. If you can tell me which one you want to hear, I'll plug it in, run through the tone controls, have a little frimic about on it, and you'll get an idea of how that bass sounds. Also, in the description box, you'll find links to Brooks's Bass Corner merchandise. So there's a European and UK store, and there's a US and worldwide store. We have in there mugs, cups, glasses, water bottles, bags of varying descriptions, brightly coloured logos and graphics, baseball shirts, caps. Got a bunch of other shirts here. We've got, that's the Bass Flame logo that we have. Any of the logos you see, any of the designs can be applied to any of the products in the store. So basically I've selected, I think, about 130, 140 items into both the UK and Europe store and the US and worldwide store. And then you can have them however you want them on whatever item you want. There's that one, so that's a long sleeve t-shirt, and there's a standard t-shirt. They all come in a variety of sizes and colours. You pick what you want, pay for it, and the order comes through. Quite a lot of people have bought stuff. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I don't get the entire cost of the merch. Let that be known. You know, when you buy a £20 t-shirt, I get a very small percentage of that. I don't get the full £20. So before anyone starts thinking I'm rolling in it from the merch sales, I'm not. I really am not. But there's loads of stuff on there. There's going to be loads of more designs coming up. There's a few special limited edition shirts that I'm going to be doing. So keep an eye on the channel, on the social media, and you'll see when those designs go up for sale. Feel free to keep checking in on those stores. Like I say, new designs coming in all the time. Sometimes I might pull a design off the shelf. Either might be tweaking it, or just maybe lots of people have, like with this design, lots of people have been buying that. I might pull it back for a while, give it a rest, put some other designs up. So then also in the description box, you'll find affiliate links for Thomann and Amazon. So if you're thinking of buying anything bass related, so a bass, an amp, speaker, a combo, gig bag, strings, leads, maintenance stuff, plectrums, effects pedals, all of that kind of thing, you can help the channel by doing your shopping through those affiliate links. So if the prices on Thomann or Amazon are as good or cheaper than where you might be buying them elsewhere, you can help me and the channel out by clicking on those links, finding the item you want, add it to your basket, go through the transaction. Once the product is shipped to you and you keep it, an affiliate commission comes to the channel. So for example, the lovely Martin Fay, based in Dublin, a couple of weeks ago said there's a pedal on Thomann I'd really like to buy, but it's not in your store. I said, that's okay. I added it to the store. He clicked on the affiliate link in the video, went through, purchased the pedal. Brooks's Bass Corner got an affiliate payment from Thomann. It's as simple as that. Thank you, Martin. Really appreciated it. Then underneath the affiliate links in the description box, you'll find the social media links. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Be Real, Quora, Reddit, and probably a few others. But the first four are the ones you can kind of interact with me on. Let's go back to the comments and the questions. Stacey, nothing burps quite like it. We're talking about the Aria, of course. Martin Fay, most of the basses you've shared so far have been necked through construction. Is that a preference of yours? Nope. There's plenty of bolt-ons here. I'm looking at a whole load of them along there. So if you want to hear some bolt-ons, Martin, go in the description box, have a look at the list of basses, tell me which ones you want to hear. Paolo, YouTubers and influencer. You left a 9-volt battery connected to an active bass guitar for 7 years. I did loads of gigs with it, and I did recording, and I did rehearsals. And actually the battery was taken out in 2019 and it was put back in April 2021 because I did a demo on YouTube. And then actually that bass was basically the bass I was using before we came out of lockdown to learn Uncle Funk, Queen tributes, ABBA tribute, wedding bands, Oasis stuff. I was using that bass. So it has been played. It's not that it's been left unused. As they are known to erode over time, do take them out if you know you won't be playing. That was the thing. I kept going back to that bass. So that's why I didn't take it out. So it's fine. No problems. Patrick Sweeney, the Betsy bass, please. Right here, right over the top of this laptop. Okay, we'll do that next. It's more for everyone else's benefit, as a couple of us on here have won. True value for money. Correct. Dead Pixels. Oh, I see a Fender Marcus Miller Jazz. Yeah, and a Yamaha Attitude on that list too. Good. Okay, Paolo, did you unplug it, take it out, put it in the compartment that most guitar hard cases? I don't use hard cases in my office. All my hard cases are in the loft. Enjoy the rest of the live bass chat. Paul from Glasgow. Very good. Joe Goose Bass. Mike, I have to leave early today. No problem. Have relatives over. Totally understand. I'll catch you next week. Have a great live stream. Cheers, Joe. Take it easy. Have a great week. Okay, that's all the messages. Let's do Betsy, shall we? So, anyone very much au fait with this live chat and the channel, you'll know I keep talking very highly about this bass. So this is a Betsy bass. Lewis, you there? You're going to hear a demo of Betsy. And if you're very good, I'll get the Bass Center Jive bass fretless out as well, because you were talking about these. So Betsy is a bass by the Bass Center here in the UK that was built for Guy Pratt, so he didn't have to take the original Betsy, which is a 62 Jazz, 64 Jazz that Guy Pratt owns. Used to belong to John Entwistle. He bought it from John Entwistle. He's used it on countless Pink Floyd things, million bands. But its value is such, and it's of a certain vintage, he didn't want to take it out anymore. Between he and Barry at the Bass Center, they got their heads together. Bass Center has the Bassmasters series. Perfect bass to go in that range. So what is it? It's a Burgundy Mist Jazz variant. Active EMG single coil pickups, but not an active circuit. So underneath this control plate is a battery for the pickups to power them, but the 2 volumes and tone are passive. Basswood body, maple neck, ebony fingerboard. Standard hardware, tuners. Standard vintage bridge, but it's got the grooves for you to change string spacing. Clean back. 4-bolt on neck, plays great, amazing value for money. So let me tune the old girl up. Let's see how we do. Oh, nearly. Okay. Right. So we're on active. Right. To put the treble flat. So both volumes up full. Tone full. Strings are a little dead. They've been on since February 2020. I've done a bunch of Oasis gigs, loads of covers gigs, wedding gigs. Right, let's separate the pickups out, shall we? So, let's do neck pickup first. So this is with neck pickup on full, no treble, no tone. Okay, turn the treble tone up full. we'll go on to the back pickup. Bridge, full volume, no tone. Ooh. Okay, let's give the tone control a boost, full whack, back pickup. Okay, so let's do both pickups with the tone control. So both pickups flat out, no tone. Okay, with tone, both pickups. There you go. There's Betsy in a nutshell. So look here. Saul Watson. Betsy is amazing value for money, as Pat said. Exactly. Lewis. Sweet. Very good. Saul. I use mine on the Oasis. Definitely might be show a deck for you. Yep, exactly. Perfect tone for it. Just roll the tone control off a bit. Full whack volume. Boom. And now available also in black. So if you don't like the burgundy mist finish, you can have it in black. Black with a white pickguard. How lovely. Give me the burgundy mist any day. Got enough black bases. Oh yeah, we can do a bit of that, can't we? Yeah, so we're up to date on the messages. So there we go. That's a bit of Betsy for you. So someone was asking for Marcus Miller Jazz and the Yamaha Attitude. Yeah, we can do that. Yes, we can. Too right, we can. Now, I'm not sure if there's a battery in the Marcus. I might have taken that one out, but let's have a little look, shall we? Oh yes. Soon find out. Here we go. So we got a Marcus Fender Jazz, I think from early 2000s. I bought it in 2005 second hand. The guy before me I think bought it in 2003, so I'm guessing 2001, 2002 maybe. It's got John East Marcus retro circuit in. Pickups are the originals. Ooh, hello. Very different sound to the Betsy, put it that way. Different timber, you've got ash body, there's Betsy's basswood. So we got a few different tonal options going on here, so thank you. That's it. Right, so we have an active passive switch here. Okay, so in passive, in active, big difference. Then we have a switch here that is basically a preset where when you've got that selected, the only thing that works is volume and pickup balance. So it's kind of both pickups flat out. You can't change the EQ, it is what it is. Whether it's in active or passive, it's what it is. So it's kind of like Marcus's famous slapping sound, everything as it should be. If you flick it the other way, then you can use all the active EQ and what have you. So, what's going on there then? There was a change you can do on the inside. I might have done the change. I think there was something in the instructions and I changed it while we were in lockdown. Maybe I got rid of it so that the EQ is available no matter which setting. So anyway, loads of settings. So volume, pickup balance, treble with a boost, not that it really needs it, but anyway. And then with a treble boost, really glassy. Bass. We've got a mid and a mid sweep. So if I go on the back pickup, boost the mids. Now, it's not so much the wah-wah effect you sometimes get, but anyway. And then there's a passive tone control, which is usable regardless whether you're in passive or active. Switching and tonal options going here. Ooh, super loud. See, where do we get to? Dead Pixel. Black Bets is nice. Yes, yes indeed. Stacy, yeah. Lewis, I personally prefer black. Okay, but that mist is too sexy to pass on. Great colour. I've seen the guy has now managed to acquire, I think through Mark Gooday at Ashdown, a Burgundy Mist 64 Precision. So he's got the pair, Jazz and the Precision in that colour. Great. Kevin Smith, Mike, I have bass collection Jive in gold with tortoise pickguard. Excellent. Looks and sounds great. Had a Babbage bridge fitted by Barry and Bagshot. What do you think of Babbage? Yeah, they're good. They're really good. I've got a Jive bass just, well, literally past couple of weeks. Had it defretted because it's going to be featured here on the channel. A load of videos. I'm going to start playing fretless. And I'll be using it a lot. I haven't got to know the bass intimately yet. Won't be using it for gigs yet, if at all, but it will be featured in these fretless journey videos. So I will get back to you on what I think of both the bass and the bridge after I've done a few gigs with it. A few videos with it, and I've spent a bit of time woodshedding it. I've just picked a nail. It's just started bleeding. That's a good start, isn't it? That's been annoying me all day. You know, you just get a sliver of a nail just along the side. Pulled it out. Wish I hadn't done that. Anyway, there we go. Typical. Thankfully, I haven't got a gig for a couple of weeks, so it won't really cause me any problems in that respect. But this Marcus Jazz is great. I did play Friends one back in 2007, 2008. It was a 2006 model. And God, it was like an anchor. It weighed a ton. Now, I know it was ash, but I mean, this is ash, but it's not a heavy bass. Not really. But here's one. Oh my God. I said, how can you play this? It weighs an absolute ton. It's when you just kind of get on with it, don't you? It's like, yeah, you do. But this kind of plays itself, this bass. So there is all the tone switching going on, but once you find the sounds you like, it's fairly easy to dial in. I just don't play it often enough. Also, loads of players have got them, so it becomes a fairly recognisable tone. And I've always kind of worked against that, unless something is so common that it had, like when Uptown Funk came out, everyone wanted that kind of P, active P, maybe like 5-string kind of grindy sound. Everyone was trying to get that, and then everyone was like, oh, buying bass synths and bass synth pedals to get that, and it's like, it's just a precision, mate. Just look at the guy that does all his sessions. I can't remember his name. Is it Artemis? I can't remember. Anyway, very fine bass player, great player. Just uses precisions and jazzes most of the time. Generally super active versions, but rather than old vintage things, but that's how he gets that sound. And a great player. Blame Lewis, love my Marcus Miller Fender Jazz. Excellent. Blame Lewis, remind me, when we were on the chat earlier, was it you that I was going to do the Lodestone demo for? Or was it Dead Pixels? I can't remember. I kind of got lost in a blur towards the sort of last third of that live chat earlier. And I've already done a Lodestone demo, but if it was for you, Blame Lewis, I'll do it again. Not a problem. Like someone wanted the Attitude, I think, which is going to be interesting because I don't play it very often. And we're not hooked up to a stereo setup, but there we go, we can have a go. If the people ask for it, they will get it. Right, this could be entertaining. Now, yes, I have used this on gigs. It's not suitable for everything. So it doesn't work on gigs where I need to do slapping. So for a long period, after I got this bass, I couldn't really use it because we used to do Call Me Out in the set. And this just did not lend itself to that at all. But we soldier on. And it has sounds all of its own. It's been a while since I've used it, and it's not got the right gauge strings on either. What am I doing? It's not happening, is it? No, maybe we've gone in the wrong hole. Ah, there we are. You might need to help me here, Saul Watson. I can't remember what all these controls do. I think I've got it. I think I've got it in my head. But you're not going to get the full everything out of it unless you run it in stereo, but we're not running it in stereo, we're running it in mono. Go on, girl. Here we go. Yeah. Right, let's see how we get on, eh? So I think P volume. Let's turn the volumes down. There we go. Right, P volume. What's that? Excellent. Can't remember what happens when I press that down. Right, volume for P tone and volume for woofer. That's the volume for the woofer. And then that middle one, I think, is the tone control for the woofer. Yeah. And then what happens when I press that, is that when it goes into stereo? High cut on the woofer, yeah. Push pull for both pickups mix. On which one? The middle one or the back one? That's it. Volume for P, tone. Volume for woofer. Push pull for both pickups mix. Oh, I got you. Got it. Got it. Right. Bit of a baseball neck, but we can go with that. I actually find it quite easy to play. Plug into the top jack, right? Really get everything out of it, it's got to be in stereo, because then you can start mucking around with how you're EQing each pickup on the amps. And then we've got the old. Okay, let's see, I saw messages all flying up there. You so want one of these dead pixels. Well, they do come up quite regularly, and not always for that huge amount of money. I've seen a few go for less than £1,000. I won't tell you what this one was. I got a hell of a deal on this off eBay. P-bass on steroids, exactly. It is. And much better finishing, playability, tone, consistency. But you can't go. Well, you can, but it's going to be a bit cack-handed. That's not it. I haven't played Call Me Al in 8 years. It's, that's not it. Can't remember the bit going back up. Anyway, it's been a long time. Played it for, how long was that? We started playing that in 2002. And I left that band in 2015. 13 years I played it, but I haven't played it in 8, so give it a couple more years and I'll have not played it for as long as I did play it. So P-bass on steroids, boss called it. Yeah, would you not use that for Queen? No, I use just standard precisions for Queen, and I do use the bass behind me, the Lakeland Skyline 4464. Bought this a couple of weeks ago. It's not too dissimilar finish-wise and look-wise to the Precision Special that John Deacon used in the early 80s and actually used on various live shows right up until the end of the Magic Tour. It was always there on the stands, and I think he used it for Under Pressure at Milton Keynes, I think. Can't remember. Brain's a bit foggy. But otherwise it's the two Precisions, and actually I'll pull one of the Precisions out in a minute, the FSR 70s one. That kind of has the Uptown Funk, grindy, slappy, ash body sound. Dead Pixels, one been on eBay for ages, but it's modified. Is that the Attitude Special, the one that's also been on Bass Chat for a while? Reverse the tape, exactly, Patrick Sweeney. That doesn't work though when you're playing live. No, I had the solo worked out, but again, I haven't played it in ages. And then I think it plays that again. Anyway, always wanted a Lakeland Darryl Jones Jazz. I've never had that itch, Blaine Lewis. I've never gone down that road, but I saw this for sale, and I remember when they came out during lockdown, I thought, I really like that. And I know one was on Bass Chat, and it could well have been this. It got sold from one person to another, but I don't know if it's the same one. But anyway, this came up a couple of weeks back, and I thought, yeah, I can do that some justice. It can earn a few bob. Well, doing Queen shows. It's a very thick neck on here. It's really quite easy to play. Yes, sir. Even got the bone sticker. Where are we looking? There we go. I had to, unfortunately, I had to get some replacement saddles and screws because the guy who'd had it before me, I don't know how many other people had it, had sweated so much over the bridge it had started to rust. A couple of the screws were a bit knackered. So it took a while for them to come from Yamaha, and they weren't cheap, but they came anyway. And, No, that's not how it goes. Oh, yeah. Been a while since I've done that. 32 years. Yeah. Can you tell I don't do that very often? And I don't know why when I tap I do use the middle finger, so I get, but my finger ends up pointing out. I don't know what are you doing? I never use it, so what's the point? Anyway, Dead Pixels, probably, yeah, it doesn't say it was in the mag, but it's a special. Yeah, okay, so it's not quite the Attitude. The Attitude Special, I think, loses a lot of the switching, and I think it might even just be one pickup. Could be wrong. I think that Special, someone's added an extra pickup to it. I don't know, can't remember. But I think I know the one you're talking about. Yep. Right. Requests. Otherwise I've got to do the big sell. Now, get that back on the hanger. Do. There we are. Right, bolt-on necks. You would talk Martin Fay, you were saying bolt-on neck. So the Attitude has a bolt-on neck, the Marcus has a bolt-on neck, Betsy's got a bolt-on neck. There's loads of basses here with bolt-on necks. We could do this, couldn't we? We could do this. Of course we could do this. Of course. Most popular video on the channel. Of course we could do this. What did I do with that? It's on the chair, isn't it? Of course it's on the chair. Idiot. Most popular video on the channel. Kubicki review. There we go. So, I'm sure you all know it. So this is a bolt-on neck. There we go. There we go. Come on. Beautiful. Come on. It's not having it, is it? Okay. Go. So, if you've watched the Kubicki video on the channel, we've got a 6-position settings switch here. So we'll go through that. I'll go through the pickup options, tonal options, and then you can fire any questions that you've got. Nothing else sounds like that. Okay, then the real killer tone. Let's stand by. let's just, so the bass from scratch, first setting, standby, nothing. Next setting is the first active setting. It's a lighter, less mid pronounced, less bass heavy setting. The manual says it's one thing. Other people, Kubicki experts, claim it's something else. Use your ears. So basically, even though the manual says the second setting has more mids, it's actually got more bass, more treble. It's almost like a mid scoop. So anyway, this is the first active. Pickup is centered. On that first setting, I've always just used bass and treble full whack and never really dropped it below full whack. So let's go back into E, shall we? To bridge pickup. Both pickups. Neck pickup. Okay, go back to the center. Next is the hyperactive active mode. So with both pickups, we're in the center position. Bass and treble boosts, full whack. This is where you would probably bring that back a bit. Sounds like a mid scoop. In the manual it says it's a mid boost. Doesn't sound like it to me. Back pickup. Okay, neck pickup, that one. Okay, then we go into the realms of passives. So the tone, bass and treble don't work, just the pickup tone. Okay, so there are various frequency changes for the passive settings. Check it out on Kubicki.com, it'll be up there. It's much quieter. The bass itself generally is quiet. If you use a StingRay and then use this is like half the volume output. You sometimes need to use a preamp pedal or a little booster on your board just to equate volumes if you're using another bass that's quite raucous. No, I haven't plugged that in, so just bear with me a moment. back pickup. Okay, neck pickup. Second passive. This is on neck pickup. Mid. This is both pickups. Bridge pickup. Okay, last passive. So both pickups. Not sure where you would ever use this. I've never used this setting in my life. Okay, bridge pickup. Oh, hello. Okay, and then neck pickup. There you go. That's the Kubicki sounds. Just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to pull the StingRay in from the lounge, which I was doing some filming for earlier. Just bear with me a moment, boys and girls. So, if I plug this in, that would absolutely destroy the level of that Kubicki. This is like 3 or 4 times louder. It's almost like the Kubicki is quite polite and the StingRay is just rude and obnoxious, really hyper loud. But anyway, so I've got that if we need to run that in a moment. Right, messages, let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look. Blame Lewis. Amp turned up. Yes, no, amp was turned up. Low D is just pure Stuart Ham. Yep, I agree. Martin Fay, 30 years on, still looks futuristic, alien technology. Yeah, it's the ergonomics. It's Phil just hit the bullseye. Really, it's a shame they weren't. What's the word? People didn't take them up more than they did, but they were what they were. The thing I always say, is it lacks a mid EQ. It's all well and good having bass and treble. It really needs a mid EQ. Now the Fender made models from 89 through to 91 had 2 less settings, so I think it lacked 2 of the passives, or 1 passive, I can't remember. Lost the stand, but I can't remember. The Fender models that had the 4 position settings rather than 6, my Fender over there is using a 6 with an 18-volt circuit because it was still made from Phil's Kubicki parts from his workshop. The ones that were made totally out of Fender use a 9-volt system with a 4-position switch, not a 6. Inside the control plate, there is a trim pot which allows you to increase the amount of mid-range output. And I think that makes a very big difference to why some Kubicki sound really loud and in your face and the other ones don't. So the proper Phil models don't have that trim pot. I don't know if that trim pot carried on when he took him back from Fender. I need to research that. But it's the one thing I always think, if they'd had a mid EQ on there, it would have just been fabulous. But there we go. Too late now. Blameless just sounds so balanced, beautiful. Well, it does. Unfortunately, my playing doesn't demonstrate it in the greatest light, but what can you do? By the way, sorry, I've got a bit of a... Looks like I'm carrying a baby there. I'm not. I've got 3 fajitas from dinner, sort of sitting in the stomach compartment. So I see myself looking a little bulbous there. That's my excuse. But yeah, helps if you mute that, I find. Very good. Right. Diddle-diddle-ding. So there we go, people. I mean, we can carry on doing this all night. I'm more than happy to do the demos and stuff. So here we are, Brooks's Bass Corner live chat number 42. It is 10:40 here in London town in the UK. Hope you're all safe and well out there. Wherever you're watching in the world, you might be watching this live. You might be watching it on catch up tomorrow or another day. Hope everything is good where you are. You're very welcome here on the channel. It's a live chat, so if you've never attended a live chat, this is the way it works. This is the video window. If you're on the mobile app, directly below is the live chat window. If you're on the desktop version, it's right there. Basically, put your insertion point, cursor, in the live chat window, type your message, press send. I'll respond to it as soon as I see it pop up here on the screen. We're talking bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, bass speakers, bass accessories, great bass players, bands with great bass players, albums with great bass players on, and great bass lines on them as well. Got problems with your gear, bass not working, amp not working, effect pedal not working. Maybe you're trying to put your first effects pedal board together. Maybe you've got some money, suddenly come into a bit of a windfall, looking to buy a new bass or a new pedal, new amp, don't know what to buy. Ask me, I might be able to help you. Might be able to give you some advice or at least point you in the right direction. If I can't, highly likely one of these well-learned bass players here on the Brooks's Bass Corner live chat, if I can't help you, they probably can. So that's what we're here for. We do it on a weekly basis. So we do a few hours, say a few hours, felt like half a day last week. We actually clocked in at 5 hours, I think it was 5 hours, 17 minutes and like 3 seconds. So it was definitely a war of attrition last week, but we got there. Martin Fate, I have to bail out, I'm afraid. We'll watch the rest of the chat on the replay when it's posted. Good night. Cheers, Martin. Take care. Have a great week. See you next week, hopefully. Yeah, hope all is well. So this is the live chat. So if you've got any questions about bass gear, bass players, bass equipment, looking for some advice on bass playing, put it in the live chat window and either I'll answer it or at least someone on here will have an answer for you. We're doing bass demos, as you've probably heard. So for weeks, months, years, I've been doing live chats. Didn't do any gear demos really because Usually my partner's here. I've got an empty house today, so I can make a bit of noise. We've got an amp, cabinet. It's not a clean reproduction as though it's going through an audio interface, but you certainly get an idea, I guess. Well, I assume you're all enjoying the demos, and you're getting to hear some gear maybe that some of these basses you just can't find in the shops every day. So I'm hoping that you find it entertaining and useful. So I've actually got some pedals on my board here. I said on an earlier live chat that we did this afternoon, I didn't want to turn this into an effects and bass demo thing, because I'd have been unplugging cables constantly. It would have been a right old mess. We will do a pedal demo live chat at some point, maybe further down the line. But here I've got my small board. I say small, there's 5 pedals on here. This is what I use for kind of smaller shows, and just for years I didn't use pedals, but since we came out of lockdown, I'm doing more shows with IEMs where I don't have backline, but also some of the pedals I'm now using kind of I can use and utilize in a lot of the projects I'm working in. So it's fairly basic. I've got a Boss TU2 chromatic tuner, which then goes into a Digitech drop pedal for semitone and tone down tuning. Also has an octave effect on there. I've then got the EBS Black Label Octabass octave pedal, and although both of those pedals do octaves, they sound quite different from each other. So that's why I've got the 2. Then I've got an Aguilar filter twin, envelope filter, funky sounds. And then I have on there an Aguilar tone hammer preamp pedal, which also acts as a DI box. But basically with that, if I don't have an amplifier, I'm sending an amp quality signal to the front house. And then that's also relayed to me either in a monitor or in my in-ears. But generally I'd always like to have an amp and a speaker behind me, just in case anything goes down equipment wise, especially in the in-ears department. I'm not left blind, and I have had a couple of occasions where that has happened, but at least if I've got an amp and a cab, I've got a point of reference. Whereas if my in-ears go down, batteries go down, our locked in Wi-Fi that we use for our routing on the IEMs, if that went down, we're all a bit flying blind at that point. So I always like to have something as a point of reference, but a lot of the festival gigs, it's just not practical anymore. So it's a small board. Let me pull the Fender FSR Precision out. So what do I use this for? I use this as my backup on Queen shows, Queen tribute shows. I've used it on a couple of wedding gigs and functions. It's got a really raucous, lively, throaty precision sound. And I was playing along not long after I bought it from Gary Banton. Evening, Gary, if you're watching. Unlikely, but if you're there, good to see you. And I was playing along with Uptown Funk. I had it on a set list for a gig that was coming up. And I just thought, wow, that actually sounds like that bass. So basically, it's very simple. It's an ash body, maple neck, not a baseball back neck, but it's thick. Black binding, scratch plate. The way the pickup has been wound is quite different to any of the other precisions that I've got. Nothing else is really different, but it's quite bulky and hefty. Let me just tune it up and give it a spin, and you'll hear the difference. It's all in tune because I used it the other night, or I had it set up the other night in case I needed it when I did a Queen show on Saturday. So passive, that can come down. Very grindy, but it's very different to all of the other precisions I've got. It's lively in the mid-range. take the tone off. Anyway, what I was going to show you was some of these effects. So, you want some funky sounds? Aguilar Filter Twin does everything that I kind of want. I've got a bunch of different filter pedals, but this is pretty adaptable. So it's just a general setting I use most of the time. Tone up would be good. You can fiddle around with that. It's 100 tones you're going to get out of it. But anyway. So I use that. I use the Octabase, the EBS. Again, I've got a whole bunch of different octave pedals. They all sound different. They all do a different job. The Aguilar Optimizer's fabulous. Was out there was slapping, doesn't like slapping. So with the Digitech Drop, which I use for detuning, it's got an octave facility in it. So if I compare and contrast those two, you'll hear the difference. So here's the EBS. Right, now the Digitech. No controls on the Digitech. I can't change anything in terms of tone. It is what it is. EBS. I can change various things on that. And the other one. So it's a mid setting. This is a low setting. So those are the three main pedals I'm using on that board. Tuner does what it does. Tone Hammer does what it does. Occasionally I might take one or two of the pedals off, put some other things on like bass fuzz, maybe distortion. Depends what the gig is. Maybe chorus, if there's certain sort of rock songs that I need a chorus affected tone on. But otherwise, this is what it is. Let's see, messages. Right, Faye, we've done Lewis Wingrove. You should try the Walrus Audio slow pedal for creating great dark ambient bass. Reverb, right. Walrus Audio Reverb. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'll track one down at some point. I need to go into a shop and try it. It's not the sort of thing I'll just buy off the cuff, because I don't tend to use reverb at all. To be honest, I don't have a delay pedal going on here, so. God, my fingers look like they're in pain. I'm not, honestly. It's a 4-fret spread though as well. yeah, so there we go. There we go. So yeah, if you've got any questions about basses, bass amps, bass speakers, bass effects, bass accessories, your gear not working, maybe looking to buy some new gear, setting up your pedals, setting up your amps and stuff, ask away. If we can help, we will. Woo. This is, if I played the other precision that I use for the Queen shows, you'll hear the difference. It's this is quite a bulkier sounding beast. The other one's a whole lot smoother sounding, not quite as full on and lively, but that actually works better doing the Queen shows. It's not getting in the way of the guitars, because I think this would kind of start to dominate some of the mid-range too much, whereas the other one kind of just sits nicely in the frequencies that we're working with. Yeah, there we go. So if any of you have got gigs coming up, let us know what you've got. What's coming up in your diaries. I've actually not got a gig now until 29th of April. It's a fair old wait. It's a strange year at the moment. It's normally we'd have a load of Uncle Funk stuff, I'd have some Queen stuff, a bit of everything, but it's just really quiet. Weddings aren't that busy. I think it's the cost of living crisis. Maybe people are putting off getting married and having weddings just 'cause the price of it's so high. And then after that, I think I've got one or two in May, and then nothing again for another few weeks before we hit festival time with Uncle Fun. So I know the summer's going to be very busy. I've got all those dates in my diary. So from June through till October, it's quite rampant. But up until then, I've never known an April and a May like it. Normally April and May in my diary is sort of fairly busy, but it's not at the moment. So we'll see where we go. But if you guys have got gigs, let us know where you're playing. Maybe I'll come and see you. Come and see what you're doing. So let's see, where are we? It's coming up to 11 o'clock here in the UK, so we've been going nearly 3 hours. I did 3 hours earlier on the preamble live chat, which we did at 3 o'clock today, 3 till 6. So this is my second live chat of the day. Wasn't originally the plan. It was just going to be this one, and then I thought, actually, what we're going to do tonight, I could do earlier as well. And actually, it was fun because there were a whole load of people that don't normally attend this live chat, either because they're elsewhere in the world, and their their time clock is different. They're in bed sleeping when we're doing this. So there was some people like that. There were some people who are normally at work in the evening, so they can't attend the live chat. And the afternoon worked quite well for them. So and it was all very, not rushed, but I didn't announce it until 2 hours before we went live. So turnout was good. We had a good time. Yeah, it's been a busy old day. So I've been talking for almost 6 hours in a minute, which is all good. It's all good. So I'm waiting to see messages, guys. Comments, questions, anything you want to contribute to the live chat, feel free. If there's any of the basses you'd like to hear them demoed, or if you'd like an explanation of how any of them work and what the different sounds are, let me know. Try not to yawn there. Yeah, don't do yawning on live chats, Mike. Got to stifle that. While you're coming up with some highly intellectual questioning, just quickly going to check to see what's going on in the world, because there's a lot going on. Okay. See what happened in the football. Brighton beat Bournemouth 2-0. Leeds beat Forest 2-1. Ooh, Aston Villa beat Leicester 2-1. Oh my. Chelsea Liverpool 0-0. Okay, it's all going on. Right. Craziness. Here we are. Okay. There we are. Okay, we're coming up to 11 o'clock here in London, in the UK. Welcome to Bass Chat number 42 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. It's good to see you. We are doing demos this evening, which we haven't done before. Just thought it was about time. I've got an empty house. I can make some noise. So we've got an Aguilar AG700 here, amplifier, SL212 cabinet, and we've got basically my bass collection at our mercy. So I can do demos and explain some of the basses you might have seen here on the channel in various demos, review videos. You may have watched the bass collection video from a couple of months back and thought, I wonder what that sounds like. Well, there's your chance. So if you go into the description box, you'll find a list of all my basses. Pick out the basses you like to hear. I'll happily give them a demonstration for you. Maybe you're thinking about buying one of them, if you can find some of these models in the shop, and you just want to know what they sound like, how they play, what sort of tonal options they have, and if I can help you make your mind up, I'm more than happy to do so. Right, who've we got? I can see there's 6 people currently still here with us, so hope you're doing okay. Lewis, I'm still here just jamming. Very good. Sounds like I'm surfing with the Interstellar Pharaoh. Ah, it's got a load of that stuff going on, is it? Very good. I think your pedal setup, Lewis, is going to take over your house soon, wherever you are. You might be living on the board. So who are you taking as inspiration, Lewis, when you're coming up with all your sounds? What are your bass players of influence that kind of make you find the sounds you want? I already lost the war with the coffee table. Yeah, I can hear you. I hear you. I know what you're saying. So if you're still with us and you're not already subscribed to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button underneath this video. Hit the notification bell so you get notifications when I post up new videos and put post messages on the community tab. And feel free to give the video a thumbs up. Always helps. All the videos here on the channel. Any thumbs up, comments, interaction with the videos, it's all good. If you find any videos here on the channel that you want to share out to your social media or on websites and what have you, feel free to do that. YouTube algorithm loves all of that. So it helps keep everything moving. Lewis, grunge, Pink Floyd, industrial music mostly. Are you a fan of Scott Reeder? He was in a band called Caius, done a lot of other things as well. He's a man for sort of quite different bass tones and different playing. I'm an old goth, so no music taste. Plus I grew up on Motown music. That's a hell of a mix there. Yeah, just wondering if you know Scott Reeder. Maybe you've know of him. Maybe you're a fan, maybe you're not. I did an interview with him in 2016 at the Warwick Base Camp over in Germany. And he's lovely, lovely guy. And my editor said, "Oh, you'll love Scott. He's great. He's very down to earth, easy to get on with, big animal lover." I was like, "Oh, we'll get on great." And we do. We're an absolute blast. Yeah, Lewis, I can imagine. Certainly can. So yeah, at some point on a live chat, we'll do pedal demos. That's certainly a thing. That could be a thing. I just need to, I don't know how to do that so that people aren't sitting around waiting for me to connect everything up, but I couldn't do them all on one chain. It just wouldn't work, but we could certainly do that at some point. We'll look into that for a future live chat, or maybe even do like a selection. So maybe do 10 on one chat, 10 on another, 10 on another, and do it that way. So we're kind of restricted, so I don't have to have all the pedals out of the boxes that they're in. I could just have the 10, chain them up, and we'll go with that. That might work, I think. Okay, I think the chat's kind of winding down a bit at the moment. In which case, maybe we'll call it a night, because we've done 3 hours and 5 minutes. I'll give it a 5-minute leeway. So if the chat isn't flowing, we will wind down for the evening. But if suddenly people have a load of questions or some other people come onto the chat and keep it going, then that's great. Your board's almost done. Excellent. We need pictures at some point, Lewis, so if you want to send some over via the social media, that'd be great. So either Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any of that's all good. We can go with that. I'm good with that. You're on Instagram, cool. I think you already like my posts on Brooks's Bass Corner. So if you want to send me some photos of your board, that's cool. I think, did you buy some merchandise, Lewis, or you were looking at some of the shirts? If you did buy any and it's arrived or whatever, stick it on at some point, take some photos, that'd be great. In fact, anyone who's bought any of the merchandise, I'm modelling it-ish, if you want to take some photos of you wearing your merch, whether it's caps, t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, whatever, and if you don't mind me posting it up online, or I might do like a best of, a rogues gallery of different people wearing their merchandise, then that'd be cool. But thank you everyone for supporting it. It's going quite well, and there'll be some more designs coming up. I keep rearranging the top, sorry, nervous habit. There will be some more designs coming up. I've got a couple of special things coming up as well, which might be limited editions. We'll restrict those in number, or we'll only put them up for sale for a certain amount of time. We'll see how it goes. Not yet, you will get some. Cool. Just so you know, Lewis, there are various promotions that happen. Just keep an eye on the social media or the community tab. Whenever there's a promotion going on, I'll post it up so you can decide when you want to buy. But I know there are some other promotions coming up over the next couple of weeks during this month. I can't see any further than about the first week in May on the Spreadshirt store. But I know there are some promotions nearer the end, so end of the month. So if you just hold on a week or two, there'll be some money off. And probably some more designs as well. I know I've been working on some with my designer. So it's all good. All good. Okay, I think the chat is definitely slowing down. So I think what we'll do, because I've already done 3 hours today and now another 3 hours on here, I think what we'll do is we'll say good night. Thank you very much to everyone for attending tonight's live chat. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you to all the regular crew and the new recruits who've been on this evening. Very much appreciated. Thank you everyone who's been on either the live chat this afternoon or this evening's one. Is really appreciated. I can't just do this on my own. If it was, we'd probably only do 1 hour and that would be the end of that. So thank you everyone. Thank you for all the questions, all the interaction. Thank you for all the thumbs up on the video. Night to you, Lewis. Night to everyone else. I can see there's 6 people here, but I think we'll wind down for an early night. We've had a good run of it past 4 or 5 weeks. We've had 4 and 5 hour marathons, so 3 hours isn't too shabby. So I will look forward to seeing you hopefully next Tuesday for live chat number 43. There'll be loads of content going up over the next couple of days. I'm in the middle of doing 30 shorts in 30 days here on YouTube. See how that impacts the channel. There'll be some long form content going up over the next couple of days. So the Lakeland behind me on the workbench getting set up. There'll be some bass demos, possibly a bass review this week as well. Need to get back into that. It's been a while since I've done some bass reviews here on the channel. And yeah, I think that is about it. So thank you to everyone for investing in the merch, helping the channel, affiliate sales. It's all good. Everything is going up on the analytics board, so thank you. So stick around, keep checking in on the social media, and hopefully look forward to seeing you next week on live chat 43. So take it easy, have a great week. If you've got gigs at the weekend, enjoy them, do the best you can, and we'll catch you next time. All the best. See you soon. Take it easy.